Your bed is probably the largest piece of furniture in your studio, and when it sits in the wrong place, the rest of the room has to adjust around it. The sofa loses the only wall that really works, the main walkway gets narrower, and the bed may end up blocking part of the window. Before long, the living area starts disappearing, and the whole apartment feels less like a home and more like a bedroom, with a kitchen in the corner. But moving the bed to the first empty wall is not always the answer, and neither is buying a divider before the layout actually works. So, how do you find the right position before you start arranging everything else? So, let's start with the option that usually feels the most practical. Putting the bed near the entrance. On paper, it makes a lot of sense. The back of the apartment stays open, the window can still belong to the living area, and the bed fills a part of the room that can be awkward to use. But then you open the front door, and the bed is the first thing you see. There is no real transition, no moment between entering the apartment and arriving in its most private space. Even the main walking path runs directly beside the bed. So yes, this layout creates more open space farther inside, but it also changes the way the entire apartment feels. Instead of entering a home with a separate sleeping zone, you feel like you are walking straight through a bedroom. It works on the floor plan, but in real life, privacy becomes the problem. So what happens if we solve that privacy problem by moving the bed to the opposite end of the apartment, putting it near the windows? Right away, one thing gets better. When you open the front door, the bed is no longer the first thing you see. The living area creates a small pause before you reach the sleeping zone, and the whole apartment feels calmer. That part works. But the trade-off shows up during the day. The bed now owns the brightest corner of the studio. It gets the windows and the strongest natural light. Meanwhile, the sofa and the desk are pushed farther into the room. They still work. Nothing is technically wrong. But the apartment's best daytime space is now being used by the part of the room you mostly need at night. So yes, this layout solves the privacy problem. It just creates a different one. Better for sleeping, less generous for daily life.
So maybe the answer is somewhere in between. Not next to the entrance, and not all the way by the windows. Putting the bed in the middle of the apartment. On paper, this feels like the most balanced option. The bed is farther from the front door, the windows can still belong to the living and work areas, and no single end of the apartment has to do everything. So far, that sounds pretty reasonable. But now, the bed sits beside the living area. There is no clear edge between where the bedroom ends and where the rest of the apartment begins. Even the main paths through the room have to work around it. Nothing is completely blocked, and the layout still functions, but from almost every angle, the bed remains part of the main room. It avoids the entrance, it protects the windows, but it gives the bed control of the center. Balanced on paper, less defined in real life.
There is one more position to test. Instead of using the entrance, the windows, or the middle of the room, push the bed into the quiet corner. This changes more than it seems. When you open the front door, the living area comes first. The windows still belong to the spaces you use during the day, and the main walking path no longer has to pass through the sleeping zone. The back of the sofa also begins to create a natural edge. Living happens on one side, sleeping happens on the other. The bed is still visible. This is still a studio apartment, but it no longer controls the center of the room. There is a trade-off. With the bed pushed into the corner, one side becomes harder to reach. That matters more for two people and less for someone living alone. So this layout is not perfect, but it protects the entrance, it keeps the windows useful, and it gives the apartment the clearest zones of the four. A little less access around the bed, a lot more room for everything else. After testing all four positions, the pattern becomes pretty clear. The best place for the bed is not necessarily the position that leaves the most empty floor. It is the position that creates the least conflict with the rest of your day. First, protect the entrance. The apartment should not feel like a bedroom the moment the door opens. Second, keep the best daylight for the spaces you use while you are awake. Third, keep the main walking path outside the sleeping zone. And whenever possible, use the furniture itself to create a soft edge. For one person, that usually makes the quiet corner the strongest compromise. You give up some access along one side of the bed, but you gain a clearer living room, a better work area, and a more natural way to enter the apartment. For two people, access around the bed may matter more, so the answer is not simply put the bed in the corner. The real rule is this: place the bed where it asks the least from everything else. Because in a studio, the bed should support the room, not run it. Before you move anything, try this 30-second test. Stand at the front door. What becomes the first thing you see? Then look at the windows. Which part of your day actually needs that light? Finally, trace the path from the entrance to the kitchen, the desk, and the sofa. If that path cuts through the sleeping zone, or the bed claims the only useful corner, the layout is asking too much from the room. The best position is the one that protects the way you live, not just the way the floor plan looks. Start with that. And for more small space layouts explained this way, subscribe to Small Space Explained.